What's good with it? You already know what it is. Welcome to another show of the Courtnee Edgar Show, where we talk about everything under the sun as long as it gets back to the money. Y'all already know how I like to do, man. I like to dive right into the topics. But before I do that, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm because it helps the type of people who like my content rock with your boy, man. And if they want to have the conversation, whether they agree with me or not, we can still have that conversation because we don't do an echo chamber over here. All right. So, first topic of the night, I want to talk about what's been going on ever since this streaming university thing has gone out, this cooking with Kaya shit. Now, before I give my thoughts and opinions about it, I want y'all to see this video, and then we're going to react to it in real time, all right? So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it.
I'm just irritated. Like my name.
Hold on now.
Why
And
don't you own
like
apartment
that.
buildings? Seriously, why don't you own these big apartment buildings? And I get.
I'm just irritated. Like my name just gets slandered so much, and I really don't be doing nothing.
Listen,
like I literally don't be doing
I'm live
nothing.
right
It's
now
just
on
always
Courtnee
something.
Edgar
When you
Show.
come to my name, it's just always
right
something.
Like
it's so rare that I see positive stuff about me, and I literally don't do nothing. Like nothing. Like nothing could get worse than that. So it's just like all the hate and everything. Like nothing affects me no more. Like it's like I have no feelings no more. All right, y'all, I'm finna just end for a little bit.
Now, as much as I love cooking with Kaya, she can't act as if she doesn't play a part in some of these conversations that's being had around her. When Cooking with Kaya first came onto the scene, I was one of the early adopters of her mantra, and just the whole movement that she had going on. I really appreciated that she was very catching with her jingle, introducing some sort of new content, and was putting a spin on the whole cooking content, while having a lot of the world either feeling her or upset at her because of the way that she was going about doing things.
I'm sorry, but I do not like this little Cooking with Kaya hoe. First of all, I was on.
Here's the thing. First and foremost, Cooking with Kaya, for those of you who don't know, she, again, he already gave his explanation and everything, but just I'm going to give it to y'all from my perspective, right? Cooking with Kaya and how men saw Cooking with Kaya, they had a certain visual for her. They had a certain visual of Cooking with Kaya, and this was the what you would call her brand, her reputation, how men perceived her, right? They perceived her as the woman that is wholesome, the chick that would stay in the house, the chick that would cater to her man, the chick that will honor and respect her man. She gonna cook a full course meal. She gonna make sure her dude's straight. That's the perception that she gave off, that she gonna rock with her dude no matter what. Whoever she's with, she gonna rock with her dude. That's the brand and the perception that she was giving off. All right, so let's leave that part right there, and we're gonna dive deeper.
On this dude the other day, he got to say cooking with Kaya.
Mind you, a lot of women were hating on that shit, calling her a pygmy, talking about she ain't that attractive anyway. Oh, what she got that I don't. A lot of these bitches was hating.
First of all, don't be saying that on my mother phone. Then, what make it even worse, I can barely cook. I might be able to cook a little cornbread and a little cabbage, but all that, I can't cook like that. Then
you can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up.
You got the girl dancing while she cooking. Like, girl, you was doing that for no reason. Like, it would have been cool if the girl didn't have a dump truck. My man is not allowed to watch Cooking with Kaya, period, point blank. I don't care.
She captivated the world with her viral dance, the viral jingle, and shaking her ass while holding a plate of food, which is all good and dandy. Having a hook and a catchphrase while doing some sort of content usually gets people in it. And being popular by any means necessary by no means is a bad thing, except for when you continuously play into it, play it up, and it becomes your personality. And I think
it's a nice person,
which the hates at the moment.
He's actually a genuine nice person. Like he is shark, he be sharking, but to me he's just a genuine person. He's never been like a weirdo. He's never been like, he's very respectful.
I feel like as you get to know me more throughout these rounds, you will get to see my heart and see where the type of person I really am. Because, on the line, they paint me as a terrible person, but in real life,
me too.
Yeah, and I want to tell you in front of all these people, the hate that you getting is because you're pretty. That's it.
And while I do think that's some of the more recent and bigger issues.
No, it's not. I don't think it's necessarily the fact that she's pretty. I don't think that's what the case is, because a lot of girls already think they fine. You got 3s and 4s out here thinking that they bad. It's not the fact that they think that she's pretty. They know that she's attractive. But the problem is the fact that Shorty is putting herself out there saying that, look, I am for my man. I am for my guy. I'm for cooking for my man. I am for catering to my dude. You know, and she's enjoying it. She's enjoying the fact of being in the kitchen, cooking with Kaya, kicking with Kaya. You feel me? And so all the dudes up there cooking with Kaya. I'm talking about smiling ear to ear, cooking with Kaya. Smiling. Look, I'm telling you, when she came out, you can look at your dude. You can look at your dude. He's sitting back just like this. He's sitting just like this. You chilling. He on the phone just like this. Say I'm lying. Say I'm lying. That's exactly how he is. He up there watching Cooking with Kaya videos. Up there watching Cooking with Kaya videos when she got her shorts on. She got her little spaghetti strap shirt on. And that bitch whipping up in the kitchen. Yeah.
Issues that Cooking with Kaya is facing is who she's aligning with. We cannot skip over the fact that her subdued version. I've seen her do cooking streams with Ray. I've seen her do cooking streams with Rakai. I've seen her do cooking streams with even DDG, and they were simple and they were not as lies. But as time went on, we could see her real colors coming out. You see, this community has a very, very strange relationship with women, and we've talked about it before, and of course we'll get into it again. But when a pretty woman, or hell, even any sort of woman, is on screen, the object of the joke is them. The idea and what they're targeting is them. And
then like that. That's cool. And then melt that, and then rinse those off, and then throw them in.
I don't even know what the want to say. Look at you dropping stuff. See? You talking about me? Look, I gotta call out.
I be dropping stuff a lot. They had a whole debate on Instagram talking about sour cream do not belong in macaroni.
90% of that conversation wasn't even about cooking. It was about sexual innuendos, and there wasn't really any learning involved at all. It was just, hey, this is her from behind, even though we could get another camera angle. This is her from behind, and hey, look at these little bitty shorts she's got on while we make jokes about Mac WL. For wins, loss. Is this a W a good thing or an L a bad thing? Just had to break that down.
People were just making shipping jokes, and they went too far. And now people are like, oh, you slept with this person, did you, or whatever. And I'm like, you know, for me, I just don't want that to be attached to my name, because I did not have any relations with my friends. Do you know what I mean? Or my friend. And that person is my friend, and I want it to be that way. You know, at this point, it's being dragged. Like, it's just being dragged. So I would like it to just go away so that I can like not have people do that.
It seems like every woman in this community that I talk about, Senna, Lala Batiste yesterday with DDG, Zoe Spencer, Connie Rhodes, Kalani Rogers, just about any woman, and now Cooking with Kaya, seems to have some struggles with their perception in the community, romantic relationships, parasocial relationships, you know, just their presence being completely platonic when it comes to a lot of these people. And I already know that there are online pressures that a lot of these young women face when going into the online sphere that push them towards content like OnlyFans and, you know.
So when a client comes to us with an ask to launch an influencer marketing campaign, the process is pretty streamlined.
No, playing into the sexuality. It's not just that easy to avoid. Most of the jokes surrounding them are normally sexual.
I'm gonna be honest. Is it weird if I say that I wanted to be the throat goat, but
that's so...
Why would you say that? What? Somebody! Listen, bro. Hey man, that's your prerogative. If that's what you want to do, do your thing, dog. That's all I'm saying.
Where it starts to go bad for a lot of them is when they participate in the joke. Is when they start leading the conversation, classes, you know, be a personality, et cetera, et cetera. And while her star did take off there, it might have been for the wrong reasons in hindsight. Now, it all started when she went to some sort of party where she was dancing with a couple of content creators, most notably Quan, the fashion content creator from TikTok, and she had her ass slapped on by him. Now, because this is the internet, obviously this was captured and sent out to the ethos, but what we did not know is that she had a boyfriend this whole time who was sitting at a hotel maybe a couple miles away consuming all this, and he proceeded to crack crash out on the internet,
I would've
and
crashed out too.
rightfully so. Now, where Cooking with Kaya went wrong within this situation is not only going to a party and dancing with a guy and having him slap your ass and claiming that you didn't feel it. That story felt like rubbish. But regardless of that, coming to the internet and publicly addressing it in the way that she did is where she lost a lot of her credibility, and where a lot of credibility to the quote unquote hoe phase name or whatever that she's getting, which I don't believe in. I think that's totally disrespectful. This is just what the internet is calling her. They got a lot of it from her response, which was bad, and it was led by something in her early 20s.
I'm not gonna speak on his situation because I did have to. I'm not gonna sit here and cap. Of course, I have feelings for him, but I feel like he really did the most about this situation, and the way he's trying to slander my name like I'm a whore. First of all, if I was one, that would be embarrassing for you. Like, why would you stay with a whore? Why would you cry for a whore when she says she wants you to go get established and that she doesn't want to be in a relationship? Why would you literally cry? Y'all, I've never seen a man cry like that. And I'm not, men can cry, but it just got to the point where it's like, dang, like every time I tell you anything like that, like you should take, like that should be a good thing.
Man, I don't believe none of these hoes. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't believe none of these hoes be saying, because I don't hear the words coming from the other guy talking about how somebody's always trying to slander your name. You the one putting yourself out there, shorty. You know you had a man. You know that you had a dude out here. You putting yourself in certain situations. You know you live streaming, so you have to pay attention to the things that's going on around you. You have to. But you trying to go back, oh well, I was trying to tell you, you need to level up, you need to do this. I knew you a great guy and all, but I've been trying to tell you to do this, so therefore I'm starting to pull apart. Like, no, I want to hear all that shit, bro. You should have been doing what you're doing as a girl. If you didn't want to be with him from the jump, if you already been telling him these things, you should have broke up with him a long time ago. Nobody trying to hear that, bro.
I just want you to be established. That's all I want.
And so what a lot of people surmise from that, and probably what I did too, is that being around all these other established content creators let her be wild and free and forget about the commitment that she made at home. Regardless of anything, there were some conversations it seemed like that were had beforehand.
She ain't yours, big dog. She for everybody, bro. It was just your time. She for everybody. She created this persona as if she was this wholesome chick. I'm saying, I never said I believed her, but what I'm saying is that this was the persona that was being created. This was based off of her content. It was geared towards men, attracting men. Like, hey man, if you had somebody like me cooking with Kaya, if you had a chick like me, I'm attractive. I got I got a body, and I can cook too. I bet your girl can't cook like me. Boom, boom, boom. I take your man. What you mean? Men fed right into that shit.
And she decided to go ahead and not acknowledge them, or, just go against them when she got to Streamer University. Then in front of the millions, the apology, she got into more twerking.
Somebody. I beg your pardon.
You can't make this shit up, bro. You can't make this shit up. You can't make it up. You can't make it up. What are we talking about? Look at this. Look at it. You can't make this shit up. Let away you touch my back. Shorty just had a whole video going on a rant talking about her dude and this, that, and the third time he trying to slander her name and different things like that. And then right after that, look what she doing. Come on, dog. Come on, dog.
And I would say that was the only sexual acts and playing into the sexual conversations that Kaya did at Streamer University, but I would be totally wrong. There was also videos of her having not one, but two nip slips and then laughing about it. And I can't show them, but trust me, they're out there.
I won't be surprised Shorty get on OnlyFans. I won't be surprised if Shorty created OnlyFans. I would not be surprised. I think, I don't know, somebody correct me if I'm wrong on this. I think Shorty's single now. I guarantee you, in the next few months, she gonna be a streamer and she gonna have an OnlyFans. I guarantee it. I guarantee it, bro. Just watch. Mark my words when I say this. Just mark my words.
I don't even think that they're actual nip slips. It's just playing into the sexual nature of the whole matter. So when you play into the sexual manner, people aren't going to take it seriously.
Talking about some LOL bloopers. Get to the twerking part.
It don't even look like it no more. It don't look good.
Y'all know nigga don't be giving no fuck.
I think
Get
I
to the
should've
part
made
that's good.
Food. Cooking with Kaya. Cooking with Kaya.
Look at these thirsty ass niggas, man. Look at these thirsty ass niggas, bro. Look at them.
Cooking with Kaya. Cooking with Kaya.
Time to hit the gym, my boy. Time to hit the gym, my boy.
And mind you, that's the same stream where she decided to end early because she was feeling very emotional about the hate that she was getting. Look, I'm not saying the conversation.
Man, listen, bro. Let me.
Well, she went on an E-date last night, featured by Aiden Ross and a bunch of other streamers.
Look at all these thirsty ass dudes. Look at all these thirsty ass streamers, bro. All them niggas trying to get a turn, bro. All them niggas trying to get a turn. They trying to do the best they can. They trying to get the box, bro. They trying to get the box at the end of the day.
And naturally, there's going to be some discourse about that. I mean, the parasocial epidemic is outrageous. My word of advice to her, and I know people are going to make it seem like I'm hating, but trust me, when I say this is coming from a place of genuine care for her mental stability and all this. She just lost her sister not too long ago. And it seems like she's actually really going through some stuff, especially as a young woman with all this fame and, you know, this seemingly fortune coming into her existence. Kaya, this community sexualizes women. Full stop. It is very easy to play into those conversations, but once you are in it, it is also very hard to get that stigma off of you. Play the game smart. Play the game.
Yeah, I agree with that part. I do. I agree with that sentiment right there that he's speaking on, just because you're already one toe in the door from making the OnlyFans. Real talk. From your content going from just PG to fucking sexualized. You're one content video away from being an OnlyFans creator. So all I'm gonna say is this: if that's not how you want to be perceived, let me set the precedent by saying this. Get your bag how you gonna get your bag. Do I recommend it? No, absolutely not. I would not advocate for the things that I believe in. And that's not something I believe in. It's not something that I believe in, right? So I'm not going to advocate for you to do that. There's different ways. You're an attractive woman. You can rebrand. You can still brand yourself and build on the things that you have already done, and just stop sexualizing yourself. I get it. You know, sex sells. I get it. It sells. Just like I just said earlier, you got a lot of thirsty niggas over here who ready to crash out over the box. But you, as a woman, you got to be smart about the situation. You got to know how to move in this situation. Don't put yourself in a fucked up situation. I'm telling you now, do not put yourself in a fucked up situation. You gon' be fucked all the way up. Before we jump in, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Listen, this channel is for people who want to have real conversations, no fluff, authentic, where we talk about money, mindset, and relationships and everything else under the sun, as long as it gets back to the money and how we can level up in life. Now, let's be real. Subscribing to this channel helps my content reach more people, which gets me closer to monetization so I can continue to keep giving you high quality content. Now, if you rock with that, be sure to hit the subscribe button as well as the bell notification. Let's get back to the video. Listen though, man, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm. It's going to help the type of people that like my type of content to come kick it with your boy, man, so we can have real conversations. All right? So let's move on to the next topic of tonight. Mr. Noah Lyles. If for some of y'all who don't know who Mr. Noah Lyles is, he is considered to be the fastest man on this planet right now. The fastest man on the planet right now, and I'm not arguing that at all, because Buddy got some speed on him. But I personally think that Buddy a little weird. I'm gonna be honest with you, Buddy a little weird, and so he's having this issue with getting a shoe deal. So let's hear what he got to say about that, and then I'll give my thoughts about it. All right. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and also give me your thoughts and comments in the comment bar too. Let's get to it.
Oral beef with Anthony Edwards.
No, I mean we've never well, we actually haven't. We met at the opening ceremony of the Olympics.
Okay.
I know what you're referring to though.
Yes.
So you're referring to the article that came out in the Times Magazine.
Yes.
I'm gonna give two parts to the story. In 2023, Adidas asked me to come out for a shoe signing. It didn't work because I was doing a fashion walk with Hugo Boss, and there's no way I was going to be able to make it back to be able to do that. Didn't show up. Then I had been discussing my own new contract with Adidas and what I wanted to.
Listen, let me say this, but that boy Cam Newton be having some wild outfits on, bro. Buddy be having. I know he a fashion guy. But man, some of them outfits he be having on is egregious. God damn.
To be in there was a shoe, because I said Anthony Edwards has a shoe, and I'm already a 6-time world champion.
Hey, hold on for a second. Bear with me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Be right back. Sorry about that, y'all. My bad.
And I'm
clip that out.
Prophesying that I'm going to be the Olympic champion. I believe I've done enough to prove that my worth is, given a signature shoe.
So I got to ask y'all a question. I want to ask y'all the question. Do you think that Noah Lyles deserves a signature shoe? Do you think Noah Lyles deserves a signature shoe based off of his credentials, based off of the fact that he is known to be the fastest man in the world? Do you think that he deserves his own shoe? Before I go full throttle on my thoughts, I want to hear y'all thoughts. Y'all let me know.
Or at least having the conversation of it. They said that's not their department, yada, 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 dancing around the conversation. At the time, I was frustrated with them, still am. That's another story. About how they didn't even want to have the conversation of it.
Okay.
And the point that I wanted to show America, leading off of that world champions of what, is this is the difference of how we track and field athletes are treated in the US. We've come back with
This man got his nails painted.
Why are you gay?
What is up, bro? What is up with y'all, man? With this, I'm not gonna touch on it. What's up with y'all, though? What's up with y'all, bro?
world championships, Olympic golds. We're seen by the world. They don't even want to entertain the conversation of having a shoe.
Have you ever thought about going to a non USA brand? Like,
here we go. Here we go.
You know what I'm saying? Like, where did D Wade sign with? Is it Ching or it's a Chinese?
I'm not familiar with,
but it's a basketball shoe company that is not, based in the United States.
In the US.
Li Ning.
Okay.
Right. So Li Ning made Dwayne Wade amongst other athletes like their Mount Rushmore, right? And you would think like, yo, D Wade's American. Why not Nike? Why not Adidas? Why not Under Armour? Why not, Reebok or, whatever?
Well, Dwayne Wade was with Jordan at first. He was with the Jordan brand at first.
But he went that way, and I believe,
which, by the way, them shoes was garbage.
He's still that way amongst other players too. But for you having that issue, if your popularity is in Europe, why not look for a Europe company?
Well, Adidas is Europe. They're German.
Silly me. But
I know where you're going.
It's like, if you're having an issue with one, why not go?
Okay, so hold up. My bad. It's kind of point off, and I'll let it keep playing. My bad. I think Cam just got his jacket halfway on. I don't think that's I don't think it's stitched to the shirt. So my bad on that. But still though, that's my point still stands. He be having some crazy ass outfits on, but I just noticed that he just got the jacket halfway on. I don't know why, but it's crazy.
You're wanted.
So I'm gonna take this in two parts. I'm I'm assuming you're referring to why not move to a Nike or somebody else,
or somewhere
that's just outside of the world. Okay, let's do that one. Now that because I have thought about this for a long time. If I leave, I'm giving up the advantage of product. I need spikes to run in. Adidas makes some of the best spikes in the world. I need trainers to run in. There are rules, and by the governing body of track and field, that you have to be okayed by these brands. So the shoe companies know that. So they know that you're going to have to come back to them. We have 360 deals in track and field. Rappers talk about them all the time.
I'm familiar.
They get everything. They get my casual clothes. They get sunglasses, headphones.
Now, you're a walking billboard. Underwear, socks.
Underwear, socks. Sometimes I gotta fight for deodorant. Like things that you would think that wouldn't be in their category is all towards them. So those are the only deals they want to talk about. They don't want to talk about, oh, if you go with a company, like let's say Verizon wanted to sponsor me. They're doing, and Verizon wants to pay me a ton of money. They don't want to have that conversation of just, yeah, we'll just give you some clothes and some spikes and you'll be on your way. Because that's a lot easier in a league where you're going to get your jersey and you're going to make sure you get the best training equipment. My training group is an Adidas only training group. If I'm not an Adidas athlete, I can't even train there. I would lose my coach that I've been with for 9 years. That's helped me coach, that's coached me to 6 world championships, the third fastest man.
I'm assuming Adidas pays him then.
Adidas does pay him.
Okay, cool.
And there are other, and most of the best coaches are like that. Another coach, there's a Nike coach, you know, who trains Sha'Carri. He's a Nike coach. Only Nike athletes can be with him. There's a few more in Jamaica, and they're Puma coaches and all that. So again, by the time I do get that contract, I'm blacklisting myself almost from the whole sport.
Exclusive, you're exclusive, you know, to them because
to do what I need to do in this sport.
Yeah, to have the necessities for you to be successful. It'd be hard for you not to.
It would be very almost all.
Okay, so let me go ahead and just call out the elephant in the room. All right, can I be frank? Can I be frank? No allows is not marketable.
I beg your pardon?
No allows is not marketable. There's nothing about him that says, I want to be like No Allows. You don't see people walking around saying, hey, yo, what, you know what I'm saying? I want to be like No Allows. You don't see kids running around talking about, I want to be the next No Allows. There's nothing, I'm sorry, big dog, and I'm not, please understand. If you ever see this video, please understand and take what I'm saying as more of a soft approach versus me attacking you and hating on you, because I'm not hating on you. You're not marketable. Nothing about you screams marketable. Look at you. Real talk. Look at you. Nothing about you screams marketable. You got painted nails on. Cool. I know it's a new wave. I know it's something that y'all doing. You're trying to become your own self, trying to create this whole thing of you. I get it. I get it. Get a nail polish brand. Do that. But to get a shoe deal, ain't nobody talking about let me rock these No Allows. There's nobody talking about, hey, big dog, I'm trying to rock them No Allows. You see them new No Allows? Shit, I'm trying to rock them hoes. Ain't nobody doing that. People are talking about Anthony Edwards because they're saying that Anthony Edwards may potentially have the opportunity to be the face of the league. Sir, I'm sorry, but ain't nobody saying that No Allows is the face of the Olympics. Nobody's saying that. When you think about Anthony Edwards, you think of swagger, you think of cockiness, you think of how this high-flying young dude, this young kid who came out of nowhere, who talks a whole bunch of shit and can back it up. Talks a lot of shit, has a different swagger from everybody else, don't care who you are, he's gonna go at your head, but he does it with a different style. Kids see that and they're like, damn, I want to be that dude. You see Anthony Edwards multiple times throughout the day, whether through highlights, through game footage, through videos, or through social media platforms where he's either practicing dunking on somebody or talking shit about somebody, whatever the case may be. You see him multiple times versus you, homie. You out here racing guys like I Show Speed. That ain't marketable. Cool. Cause now you got people talking about shit, the I Show Speed almost beat you. That's what they're saying. I don't think that I Show Speed will beat you, but that's what they're saying. That's a narrative. That's not something that's marketable to people. So you got to look at it from that standpoint. Yeah, you are a valuable asset to Adidas because yeah, you are an Olympian. You are winning races. But are you marketable though? When you step off the track, are there people that saying shit, bro, I'm trying to be just like Noah Lyles, dog. Like I'm trying to be like Noah Lyles. When I grow up, I want to be like a Noah Lyles. Do you hear that? Real talk. Be honest with yourself, fam. I don't see it. Maybe that's something that you can work on as an individual. Find a way, find your lane, find a way that you can become more marketable. So that way it's like, all right, bet. So it's just like Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was marketable. Michael Jordan had a story, right? This kid who came from, who was cut by his junior league, who was cut in the junior league, wasn't really heard about in college, but then he hit this grand shot. Wasn't drafted in the top five. Came in the league having to prove something. Was one of the first guys to get his own shoe deal. Had his own swagger. Had an entire story and narrative around Michael Jordan. I want to be like Mike. Then you got guys like LeBron James. There's a story behind him. He always says it. I'm just a kid from Akron. I'm just a kid from Akron who made it out. I'm just a kid from Akron who made it out. He constantly says that shit, man. Who would have ever thought that a kid from Akron would be doing what he's doing today? There was a story behind him. They call him the one, the chosen one. The next Michael Jordan could be better. There was a narrative behind him that made him very marketable. Very marketable because it's relatable. People could relate to that. Well, damn, man, I came from the same stomping grounds as LeBron James, or I understand what it's like to go through shit like that. I understand that it was relatable to people. So people rocked with it. People bought into the story. They fed into the story. We don't know nothing about you, Noah Lyles. Real talk. Nobody's talking about your lifestyle, how you grew up, what's the story behind who you are and what made you who you are today. We don't have that. So why would somebody want to make a shoe based off of that? Make it make sense. It gotta make sense. You can't just go hollering for. That's like me coming out here saying, yeah, bro, I'm trying to get a Nike brand deal, or I'm trying to get a deal with one of these companies out here, which I am, but Courtnee Edgar, understand that I need to focus on becoming more marketable. And that's what we're working on. But that shit is in the works, though. Becoming more marketable. Finding ways to make sure that my brand is standing out. So when you see certain things that's going on across the line, across the social media platforms, like, oh yeah, that's Courtnee shit right there. That's Courtnee right there. That got C written all over it. That's the shit that we talking about. So it's not the fact that you can't get a shoe deal, you just aren't marketable. You become more marketable, I guarantee you it'll be a lot easier for you to get a shoe deal, big dog. Real talk. Your accolades speak enough for you already, but you need a story. You need a story that people can relate to. That's when you become more marketable. It's like, damn, hey, we could use this. We can flip this, because yeah, you can still go into the world of you can have your own shoe brand. You can have your own shoe brand when it comes to trainers. When you're doing your training and shit, because again, a lot of people are getting into the sprinting, into the running, and the cross training and shit like that. If you create shoes like that, a lot of people wear them. There's a niche for that. You got CrossFitters, you got workout money, you got workout gurus, you got all these people who like to work out. They're adding swag to working out. You can be a part of that, but you gotta be more marketable, big dog. I mean, it is what it is. Call it a spade a spade.
all that money that I'm probably gonna make with Verizon is gonna go right back into just being able to do the bare necessity of what I do now.
Apparel, you know,
training groups, gyms.
Yeah, bro. So I think that instead of him focusing on what Anthony Edwards is getting, focus on your brand. Focus on getting better. Focus on becoming more marketable. Focus on certain things. I'm sorry, the nail polish can help because I see what the world is going to now. I don't agree with the nail polish shit. I think you should probably do away with it, but that's neither here nor there. But I still think that you can be more marketable. Matter of fact, look at Tyreek Hill. Cheetah has a name behind him. I don't see him with a shoe deal. He's not marketable. Yeah, he's fast, lightning quick, but he's not marketable. If you notice, most of the people who do have shoe deals, they are marketable. There's a story, there's a narrative behind them. Look into that. That's what you do. No allows. Just saying. Listen, make sure you like, comment, subscribe for the algorithm. Y'all tell me y'all thoughts, man. Do y'all think that No Allows should get a shoe deal? Y'all let me know in the thoughts. Let me know, and let's have that conversation, all right? So I want to go ahead and move on to the next topic for tonight, dog. And this is the meat and potatoes of tonight. Petty Cardi B. Petty Cardi B. Now, for those of you who don't know, Cardi B and Offset, they have been going through this whole rough patch of, this whole divorce situation. And there was a picture of Cardi B and Offset's son, Wave, where he had a certain hairstyle, and Stefan Diggs had the same hairstyle. Now, here's the crazy part. Some people are saying that Wave already had the hairstyle and Stefan Diggs was trolling by getting the hairstyle that Wave had to make it seem as if they got the hairstyle at the same time. To make it seem as if Cardi B got the hairstyle because of Stefan Diggs. So you could look at it in two different ways, which again, that's petty on both of their ends. And pretty much Offset said, shit, y'all gonna make me crash out about my son. So before I play it, y'all let me know. Do y'all think Cardi B is right? Or do you think Offset is right by saying, hey, look, I'm about to crash out over mine if y'all keep playing with me like that? Let me know. But let's get into it. Shout out to Anton Daniels. Shout out to Anton Daniels in the After Hours show, in the After Hours team. Shout out to that team, bro. So we're gonna do a reaction based off of this because I did watch the After Hours show and some of these cats were saying some crazy ass shit. But I'll also give my thoughts and opinions as well. All right, so let's get to it.
Everything online, that's all clout.
Whatever the reason
have a father figure for my kid, and you only been with the nigga for a month.
No, okay.
You don't even know this nigga.
Let's get this clear from Carrie.
Hold on.
I don't buy.
How are y'all justifying this nigga just because he fucking her, and he been around her for a month, and you already?
No. I personally don't. If they said that they started dating in I don't care. It ain't, or whatever. I personally don't think that he should even know her kids yet. So no.
Why do you get to decide that?
I'm not deciding. I'm giving my opinion. Kid. I'm not deciding. I'm giving my opinion. I don't think that anybody needs to introduce their little kids to a new person that is not significant and like they're about to be in their life for forever. Like you don't even know you're gonna be with him in a couple of months. And it's sloppy how it came about. So I'm not doing that. People
don't even fucking want their kids on the internet at all. Most celebrities are very careful about when they post their kids.
That's a fact.
You're gonna post my kid online on purpose and show his hairstyle. You evil. You knew what you was doing. You evil. You a evil bitch.
Oh, go ahead.
You a evil, ugly bitch.
And you know what's crazy to me, dog? It's the people that really say, I don't see nothing wrong. I don't see anything wrong with it. It's just a picture. It's just a hairstyle. What the fuck do you mean? This is my kid we talking about, bruh. Some nigga that you over here busting and spreading the cheeks open for. You out here trolling and shit, putting pictures up because you mad at me. Keep that shit between you and me, dog. Don't start bringing this goofy ass nigga to this situation. That's my kid at the end of the day. That's still my kid. That ain't got shit. That nigga don't care about the kid. He just trying to bust you down. Cause after he get through busting you down, he gonna go right into the refrigerator. He gonna grab a Capri Sun and some chips and crackers, and he gonna walk his ass up out of there and go the fuck home. That's my kid. So nah, fuck no. Cardi B is 100% wrong. We ain't talking about what Offset didn't see his kid. Nah, we ain't gonna paint that narrative because we don't know when. We don't know when he saw his kid. We don't know if he saw his kid the day before. We don't know if he saw his kid the day after. We don't know none of that shit. All that shit is hearsay. But what we do know is the fact that Cardi B put that picture out there by being petty. So we at your head, motherfucker.
And that's evil. Listen, you cross the line on that one. In my opinion, you cross the line. Cross the line, and ain't no get back, ain't no take backs. I'm now I see red. Now I do believe that you have to control yourself.
I agree.
So I understand what Slimmy is saying.
I agree.
But what I am saying is you can't say that the anger ain't unjustified.
Right.
You can't say that the anger ain't unjustified. That's all I'm saying. Don't kill yourself. Don't go to jail for this nigga. Don't crash out. Don't do none of that shit.
Facts.
I get it. I'm 100% for that. But don't tell me not to be emotional for my kid, man, because I don't like that. I don't like that.
You should have your kid. It shouldn't even be in this type of situation.
What do you mean?
This is what happens when you dealing with a thought.
What do you mean?
What? This is what happens when you dealing with a thought.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
You can't take him away. What do you mean? What you gonna say? Hey, don't go with your mama?
Why you ain't got your kid with you? Did you just hear all that shit that they named off about why they wait. Think about everything that's think about everything.
What the fuck is Slimmy talking about right now? Slimmy, what the fuck are you talking about, bro?
That 2K named off. These is people that they paying for to take care of these kids. So that means one of them is not taking care of the kid.
No,
or both of them, excuse me. Both of them aren't taking care of the kid at some point.
How can I prevent my kid from seeing their mother?
I'm not saying you. When do your kid ever get to see you? We talking about a man.
Wait, Slimmy. Somebody. Slimmy, what you talking about, fam? What you mean why he ain't got his kid? How, again, like I said earlier, how do you know he didn't have his kid the day before? How do you know he didn't have his kid 2 days ago? How do you know he didn't have his kid a week ago? How do you know? What do you mean? They share custody of the kid. What the fuck are you talking about, Slimmy? He's not going to have the kid 100% of the time. They still got to share custody, dog. What are you talking about? You just talking. You're really just talking right now. Folks gonna learn and stop messing with NYC humans. If you're not ready to lose a piece of your soul, we are not for the faint of heart. Nah, I feel it, bro. I get it. I feel it. I 100% get it. But at the end of the day, petty is petty, and motherfuckers gotta understand: is my kid. Don't play by my kid. I don't care if you're from Detroit, New York, Florida, Tallahassee, Louisiana, Alabama. Don't care. If it's my kid, don't play by my kid, dog. Can't play by the kid. Can't play by the kid. Because at this point, you bringing my kid into this situation now. So now you could have just kept it at just you, me, and Stephon Diggs. It kept it at that. That's something different. But you bring the little one into it? Nah, no.
We talking about a man. We talking about a man complaining about seeing his kid on the internet.
It doesn't matter.
You ain't seen your kid.
I don't care if I don't see my kid for the next year. You don't get to take a picture with my kid after a month.
I don't give a fuck. And mind you, y'all, she only been fucking with this nigga for 2 months. 2 months. That nigga better not have met my child. 2 months? Nah. Listen. I'm not telling you not to spread it open for them. Do what you do. Have your fun. That ain't my problem. That ain't my issue. That ain't my business. Do your thing. As long as you keep my son out of it. You keep my child out of the situation. Don't bring my kid into it. My kid don't need to meet him. None of that. My kid don't need to see him come in the house, leave in the house. None of that. So regardless of how pissed off you are at me, you need to have respect for me as the father by not bringing another man around my child. Because I would have that same respect for you by not bringing women around my kid. So if that means you need to say, hey, I need you to take the kid, bro. I need you to take the kid because I got this situation. I bet, dude, I might be pissed. It is what it is. But at least you took the initiative. At least you had enough respect to say, look, I got this dude that's trying to come over. I don't want the kid. I do not want my kid to meet him. Bet. Say less. I'll pull up over there in a minute. I'll grab him. Do your thing. How hard is that? Or you got a nanny. Hey, take him out. Take him to eat some ice cream and shit. Take him somewhere. Take him to Nana's house. You feel me?
That's what the situation is. This nigga he not a participant. That nigga's he not even married, bro. This nigga
he not in the picture with the kid though.
It don't matter. You know what you're doing. That nigga don't get a say so on what happens with my kid, bro.
I'm not arguing that. What I'm saying is, why is Offset not with his kid?
What? Okay,
it seems like he
what
ain't
are you
seeing
talking
his
about,
children.
man?
Slim, it probably wasn't his days to have the children. Slim.
What his days? That's crazy work.
No. Okay, so Q, when you going through custody shit, you gotta set a lot time.
Let me see. JB says problem is that kid is half hers as well. Hollywood is crazy though. Remember Kim K did Ye the same way. Shout out to DDG on winning any situation. Yo, boy, that's a yes. Definitely. I do agree with you on that. With that Kim K situation, and again, I said the same thing with the Kim K Ye situation. Kim fucked up in that situation. She is. Don't be bringing no other nigga around my kids, but especially if that's just your fuck buddy. Don't be bringing no kids. Don't be bringing no other niggas around my kids. I don't care what you got going on. I don't care if you spreading them shits wide. I don't care who you ride. I don't care. Don't bring my kids around. Especially if you know this shit ain't for the long term. You just having fun. You just doing you. Don't bring my kids around that bullshit, dog. Real talk. But yeah, shout out to DDG because that situation with Haley Bailey. I told y'all, man. Listen, this is why. Listen, I'm going on the tangent right now. I'm gonna come back to this. Give me a second. This is why. This is 100% why I say. Let me switch cameras real quick. This is exactly why you gotta pay attention to the chicks that you busting down, dog. Stop just fiending over the box, bro. Just because that bitch is attractive, that don't mean you gotta bust it down. Pay attention to these hoes, because these hoes crazy out here. They ready to come up, especially if you're in the place of power. If you're in a position of power, you got some sort of clout on you. Pay attention, bro. Stop letting your dick speak for you. I get it. Shorty thick, shorty fine. Shorty pressure. Nah. Take the time to pay attention to the red flags, man. She trying to play that innocent card. Shorty was ready to take you down. She was ready. Talking about mental health issues and shit. Oh, I'm about to take my kid. What she say? Did she say she was about to take her kid over to overseas some fucking where? Bitch, where? That's my kid. What the fuck you mean you going overseas? You better stay your ass in these goddamn states. What's wrong with you? See what I'm saying? And that's the shit that I'm talking. And that's the shit that I be talking about. DDG was an exact replication of when the shit that men have to go through when it comes to women. I could say black women, but this ain't about black women. This is about women in general. When you have baby by these ratchet, I ain't gonna call them ratchet. When you have babies by certain type of women, they take you through hell. They take you through everything under the sun. Take you through everything under the sun. That's why I say don't be fiending over the box, bro. I get it, shit bad and she fine. You just want to get in there. But you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful.
With the kids, bro.
I agree.
Parenting time.
No, stop saying what I wouldn't understand because I don't have kids. That don't have shit to do with it. This nigga seem like he ain't seen his kids in months. That's how the nigga acting like he ain't seen his kids in months.
How you gonna judge what he got going on with his kids?
So he said hold on, let me make sure. Before I go off on Slimmy. Did he say what I think he said?
That's how the nigga acting like he ain't seen his kids in months.
So he acting like he ain't seen his kids in months. What do you mean he's acting like he ain't seen his kids in months? What you talking about, man? It ain't about him not seeing his kids, Slimmy. It's the simple fact that Cardi B put a picture up of their son, with the same hairstyle as Stefan Diggs. No matter who the fuck got it first, it's the idea, it's the fact that she decided to post that shit. That's the point, Slimmy. That's the point that's being made. Nobody's talking about why the fuck he ain't got the kid. She could have multiple pictures. I'm pretty sure she got multiple pictures of her kid. And she could have easily posted that shit up. How do you know that the kid wasn't right there with him? How do you know that the kid wasn't right there with him when he saw that picture? You just talking, bro. You just talking. You just going off on a tangent just to be going off on a tangent. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know the situation. You don't know the situation of why he wasn't there or why he was there, or if the kid was actually with him at the time that he saw the picture, or if he wasn't. You don't know that situation, bro. You speak on what we see. Speak on that. She shouldn't have posted that picture. Regardless, if she was gonna post that other picture should not have been of Stefan Diggs, that it should have been of Offset. Or it could have just been waved by himself. Oh, my baby got his braids, whatever the case may be. But to put Stefan Diggs up there with your man, come on, man. Come on, bro. We smarter than this, bro. We smarter than this. Let's not be obtuse. Let's not do it.
How you gonna judge what he got going on with his kids, Slimmy? That's his kids.
I'm not judging that. You are saying why is the nigga crashing out? It sounds like this nigga.
You trying to justify what he putting online by saying you don't know when he ain't seen his kid. What you gonna do? How you know he ain't seen his kid, Slimmy?
You don't know.
Because Cardi fucking B said it.
I'm not basing it on Cardi B. I'm basing it on his reaction.
You don't.
So why do so many homes in Maricopa?
What? Somebody. What are you talking about, man?
What did he say?
The county need a flooring replacement.
Nah, oh hell no.
The number one reason is not a.
Oh no! What?
Come on, man. Come on, man.
On the fact that he requested the kids stay with Cardi B primarily. So
he requested joint custody of the other babies, Molly, but Cardi B trying to fight him for it.
Well, and I think that because they said that he just got the hairstyle recently. The little kid had it since April, which means that old dude. No, what I'm saying is I understand even more why he's probably crashing out because he can't even look at this like Cardi is tripping. This officially lets him know old dude is tripping for real with her. So now y'all are involving my child. Yeah, it's just braids this time. But if you're willing to do this, then what's this role about to look like? So I can understand where he crashes out in the moment. It's not the best thing to do.
This not the first incident. So Offset put a picture of a basketball. He said, "I'll pass." Stefan Diggs posted a picture of him catching a
football. Yeah, I saw that.
So it's not him being petty.
And it said 2 days ago.
Why you? He doing some shit that I would do.
Like,
imagine, I don't want to be on the receiving end of it.
Listen, imagine you fuck my baby mama while she was pregnant with my baby. Then you picking with me on Instagram, and now you got the same hairdo as my son, all on purpose.
Nah, dog.
You can't even get mad at
that's some I choose you too fast, bro. I can't do that.
Well,
like that's some like real shit. Like, come on, bro. Let's be real for a second. Let's be real for a second. I know a lot of y'all niggas out there done some shit like that before. Like, you want some shit like, man, fuck what her baby daddy talking about, man. Listen, listen, do me a favor right quick, man. Just, hey, bend over real quick, man. Let me put the tip in right quick. You feel me? Hey, come on, man. It's cool. Little man in the other room over there, man. He chilling, he sleep. Bend over real quick, man. Let me put the tip in right quick. Nah, you know he in the man. Listen, stop playing, man. What you bring me over here for then? Like, what we talking about? What's good, man? Look. Listen. You don't even gotta take it off. Just slide them joints to the side real quick. I can ease right up in that thing. So if you do pop up in here, it don't even look like we doing that. What's good? I hate that you in there. Like, that's what I'm talking about, man. Like, hey, next thing you know, now you in there. Like, hey, who's your daddy? You know what I'm saying? Who's your daddy? What's up? What's poppin'? What's good with it? You feel me? Like, most of y'all niggas done that shit before. Stop acting crazy. So y'all niggas know, y'all already know the nigga Stefan Diggs, he out there straight trolling. He's straight trolling. He probably told Cardi to post that shit. Come on, fam.
And it's clear that Cardi is getting him back for probably a lot. In her mind, she's probably justifying getting him back for a lot of what she went through. So
she gonna get fucked on the left. The crazy stupid shit that Cardi B doing is she
like real talk. He probably be in that bitch like that. Hold on. Listen, he probably be in that bitch like, hey, probably on the phone. Hey, what's good? Hey, listen. What you got going on tonight? Nothing. I ain't doing nothing. What you talking about? Listen. I'm trying to pull up on you tonight, man. You got the kids? Yeah, I got them. Like they sleep right now? Nah, he ain't sleep. Listen. Don't worry about that. That's what you do. Go and put them in the room. Tell them to go to sleep. I'll probably be over there about 20 to 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? By the time I get over there, he should probably be asleep already. Listen. Now, listen, I got you. I'm gonna bring a bottle of wine or something like that. You know, we gonna kick it for a minute just to make sure he's sleeping. You know what I'm saying? We just let things lead to certain things. You feel me? Boy, you crazy. Listen, I'm dead ass. Like, what's good with it? Like, so what? You want me to pull up on you? What? I can pull up on you about 20, 30 minutes. What's good? Now you get over. Now here you go. You get up over there. Now it's like, all right. So look, what's good? So hey, your son sleep yet? Let me go check. Yeah, go check real quick. So now you up there getting real like, ooh, I'm about to get in these motherfucking draws, cuz. You over there chilling, you know, you trying to play it cool. Next thing you know, she come back. Yeah, he's still awake in there. Listen, all right, cool. That's straight. Listen. Let's go to the room. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna bring the wine with us. You know what I'm saying? Grab 2 glasses. We're gonna go to the room. We're gonna kick it. We're gonna watch a movie for a little bit. You feel me? Watch a movie, sip a little wine. You know what I'm saying? I want you to relax and shit. You feel me? I know you had a hard day. I know, you know what I'm saying, you being a boss lady and shit like that. I want you to take a load off, man. I got you. You feel me? We gonna just kick it. Don't even worry about it. Next thing you know, you about 5 minutes into the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, listen. You already know what's up, man. Look, slide, look, scoot over real quick. Like, just scoot to the side right quick. Nah, man, he in the other room. I don't even think he's sleep. Look, that's fine. We already under the covers, man. Look, just slide that shit to the side real quick. Come on, man. Just slide to the side real quick. Like, it's too easy, bro. I'm in that thing. Just let me put the tip in right quick. You know what I'm saying? Oh, shit.
He letting somebody that ain't gonna be there 6 months from now ruin a relationship between their children and her.
Dog, if I was Stefan and I wanted to be petty, I'd get some matching outfits, go to JCPenney, take some family photos.
Oh yeah, hell.
Put my arm around a little nigga.
Oh,
you know?
no.
You know what I'm saying?
Hell nah.
Hey, so what all of this showing me is,
and then have my hand on his mama butt at the same time.
Listen.
That's how disrespectful this shit look. Is what I'm saying.
Anton, listen. Offset don't give a fuck about Cardi because if she did, Cardi wouldn't have to use the kids to make him care. He don't give a fuck about her. He ain't care about the game. He don't care about the boat. He ain't care.
We always care. Well, I don't know about y'all, but I'm possessive. Even if I'm not with you, nobody else can have you.
Facts.
Listen, that's why she got to use the child as bait. He don't give a fuck about what she doing with a nigga who just turning her into a nigga.
I can't go back. What's he doing? I know who I am. If I can't have you, nobody can be with you. So it really don't make no difference. So I got a different perspective.
And apparently 2 days before she posted a photo saying that he only saw their newest child like 5 times or something like that.
And here's the worst part.
Monday CRM has the best AI features in the game.
Especially in sales.
Hands down.
So for me, email composition works.
Wasn't Stephon Diggs fucking her while she was pregnant?
Yep.
Yes, that's what I was telling you.
Busting on the little nigga.
We done with this. Man, what? Man, come on, man.
I'm so honest.
Come on, bro.
You don't know the level of disrespect that's been going on for a long time, Slim.
These are facts. If anybody got
listen. I'm gonna say this. That shit ain't disrespect if you don't respect yourself.
Nah, dog.
What?
You was skeeting
if you don't listen carefully. That woman don't respect herself.
Listen,
so she definitely ain't gonna respect him.
This is more about
what you think is gonna happen? I keep man, this woman is a thought, bro. This woman is a thought, bro.
Have you ever been with a pregnant woman, Slimmy?
It's different, bro.
Why he turn his camera off?
I know he nutted all in there.
Okay, so I have a question.
You don't pull out a pregnant woman.
Wait. That's why Carrie laughing. Slimmy, have you ever been with a pregnant woman, nigga?
Slimmy, let it go. Don't answer. There's no winning that question.
Yeah, it is. Fucking a pregnant woman is a win. You nut all in it. I remember. I'm serious. I remember I was eating out a pregnant woman. This how I found out.
Whoa.
Yeah, this how I found out Sarah.
Bro, what the fuck is 2K talking about, bro?
Pregnant. I was eating out and then I felt somebody touch my tongue. Then I
dog, what is 2K on, bro? Oh my god, fam. Bro, what is this man on, dog?
After I nutted, I was like, Sarah, go get a pregnancy test. I felt yeah. And another way you can tell that she's pregnant with a black baby, get a chicken wing and then you stick it in. If it come out, it's just born.
I beg your pardon.
Taking stuff in there. 2K, like
you know you got a nigga baby in there.
My nigga.
If you stick it in like this, it come out like this. It's a nigga baby.
He done stuck a chicken bone in there.
Listen, somebody in the chat had a really good idea. If you really want to piss a nigga off, you really want to disrespect him, you get with his baby mama and put his son in a dress, nigga.
Oh hell no!
I'm a kid.
Hell no!
Oh, man.
I ain't gonna even hold you.
You can't Dwayne Wade. You can't Dwayne Wade. You
Yeah,
can't Dwayne Wade the kid, man.
How you get?
You can't Zaya the kid.
It's a house.
No, that's some shit. No, I ain't
Kim
gonna lie.
was trying to say something.
Well, yeah, because I have
that's some crash house shit right there.
I'm gonna start at the mama house. I'm shooting everybody top area.
Oh,
happened again.
Have you ever? Did you know your child? I think your child seen fluid.
Stop. So the little boy's hair was done in April, right? Is his hair? You said that the little boy's hair was done like that in April. Is his hair still done like that in June?
Because that's immaculate as fuck.
I don't know. I was reading this article and it said that the little boy had been. They say he been getting the style since April, or he had it since April.
But Cardi B don't never see the kids, so
he's been sporting the hairstyle since at least April.
Want to know the secret of authentic content that performs everywhere, not just social? Let's be real. Today's audience.
So sidebar, that ad right there, Anton just made money on it. That's just a sidebar. He just made money off of that ad right there that I just skipped. That's what we trying to get to. I'm gonna look up Anton. I'm gonna go look at his analytics, bro. Even though I'm in the Patreon as well, but that nigga be making some money, fam. That nigga be making some money, dog. He be making some money. God damn.
I don't know if
y'all got y'all thinking y'all know everything.
I want to know if that's a recent picture, because if he got his hair done like that in April, it doesn't look like that in June. And this dude posted his picture, yesterday?
He probably kept getting it redone.
But he did. But the reason why it was did, and then he got the contact from Cardi B. It's just a pettiness move, bro. Like you went to my baby mama. Because you went to my BM, you asked her for the person who braided his hair and told him to braid it just like my stepson or my son.
No, he probably a nice hairstyle.
They probably got it at the same time.
Women
like
don't
maybe the son got it redone and he got it done for the first time. Like, yeah, I'm gonna get that kid.
Women don't understand.
He requested the kids primarily be at her resident. How is he upset that she's moving if he wants the kids with her? I don't. That's the part that I'm lost with. He wants the kids with her, and then's getting mad at what she's doing while the kids are with her.
Women don't get it.
Well, I think that one. I mean, I didn't see where it said that, but he could have requested that because they're younger, so I can understand that. And then two, even though she has the kids more than he does, he knows that was a move. Like it wasn't a coincidence that they had the same hairstyle. Like I could see if it was like, why is my son getting his hair braided from the same person? Then it'd be like, Offset, chill out. Like the same person braiding their hair, relax. But the same design and all of that, that was a petty move. And
Why
knows that. She knows that.
Never again.
The hair braiders can do a different. She could have did it a different design. Like that was
like that. What if he was like, okay, that looks nice. I want that. Like, so he can never have his hair done how this little boy has had his hair braided ever.
No, I think that considering the circumstances, it's very obvious of why he would do it. Like
then Offset needs to take his son to get his hair done. It needs to be a father-son thing if he's going to be particular about hairstyles and who gets a hairstyle. Then you need to take your own son as a man to get his hair done.
You know what I realized today? You know what I realized today? That there is no peace when it comes to co-parenting. Thank God that I've never been in that situation before in my life.
That's true.
There is no peace because
especially with a thought.
There's no peace when it comes to co-parenting.
It don't even matter if
y'all being unreasonable.
It could get real petty. It could get real
y'all
petty.
Being unreasonable, man.
No, but the thing is though, she could possibly be trolling him. Like, and
she trolling. Come on, man.
And the boy's hair really ain't been like that in weeks. And Stephon Diggs did his hair like that recently from the same person.
Then Offset should know that.
And then it's like
he didn't see his kid.
And then it's
exactly.
They just want to get brother crash out. They just fucking with him.
Yeah, I think anybody who thinks that it wasn't intentional to jab at Offset I think that's being like, come on. We know it's a jab.
It definitely a jab.
Yeah, I know we know it's a jab, but at the same time, though.
What if your kid pisses me off? What if your
listen, bro? I don't care what y'all say. That shit, the shit that Cardi got going on, it does not warrant her to be petty. It don't at all, bro. Keep that shit between me, you, and that nigga over there. Leave my kid, leave my child out of it, dog. Leave my kid out of it. Don't bring them up. There ain't no reason to at all. You on some crazy shit now, and then if a nigga take off on your ass, then he in the wrong. Well, he shouldn't have done that. Well, it's you the man. Like, nah, you playing with my kid, fo. You playing with my kid. That's what you doing. You playing with my kid. Do I listen? Let me set the precedent by saying no. I'm not telling somebody to crash out and go and take action on their emotions. No, because I don't believe in that. But his emotions are justified. I'll say that the emotions are justified, but I'm not telling him to take actions on it. That's all I'm saying. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe for the algorithm, bro. So I want to go ahead and move on to the next topic for tonight, bro. And listen, for those of y'all, I appreciate y'all for tapping in with your boy. I want to talk about toxic masculinity. Toxic masculinity. Do y'all think toxic masculinity is a real thing, or is it just a buzzword or a buzz phrase that a lot of women use to try to downplay men? Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Let's get into it. People of this. Well, we don't want that. Look at it. You see what I'm saying? Money.
Toxic masculinity. Do you believe that is a thing, though?
Yes.
Toxic masculinity going around the table.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. No.
Not a thing. Okay. Do you think there's toxic femininity?
I wonder. I'm just curious. This is the second question. I wonder how many of them at the table think that they're 10s. Just want to know. I just want to know. I want to know. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that every chick at that table thinks that they're a 10?
Oh, 100%. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
But why do we tend to hear more about toxic masculinity than we do about toxic femininity? Why do you think that is?
I think that's actually really interesting.
Because everything is to demonize men and the things that they do. Everything that a man does that does not benefit a woman, it then becomes toxic masculinity. That's why. If it doesn't benefit the woman, it becomes toxic masculinity. And that can look different for each and every woman. Toxic masculinity looks different for each and every woman. What might be beneficial for a woman on one aspect can be not beneficial for a woman on a different aspect. Therefore, then they would deem it toxic masculinity. That's why. JBN says doesn't exist. Next question. Agreed. I want to know their ages. If I had to guess, this one right here, I'm gonna say she's anywhere. I think she's between the age of 23. I'm gonna say 22 and 24. Her, 24 and 27. Her body, I'm gonna say she is probably, let me see, look at the neck, face, hands. I'll probably say, look at the clavicles. I'm gonna say she's probably anywhere between 26 and 30. 26 and 30. Shorty right here, probably anywhere between. I'm gonna give her a wider range because she got that young and old look at the same time. So I'm gonna give her anywhere between 24 and 30. But I guarantee they all range somewhere within the same age. They probably within 1 to 3 years of age of each other.
Interesting question. I think because feminism is such a new field, like it's only been around, like the term feminism, when was it coined? Like, I'm not even sure personally, but it's a relatively recently new field, right? When you have new fields emerging, you don't look at it with the same lens as you would a field that is like more established. I think that a lot of times with toxic femininity, I think a lot of times women will beat each other down, like little digs at each other, passive aggressive, making each other look bad in front of other people. I'm sure everyone at this table has experienced a woman being toxic to them in some form.
That's kind of a weird analogy though, right? I mean, feminism's been around a lot longer than, let's say, the microchip, for instance.
Like, really though?
Are you comparing
Yeah, like,
feminism
really,
to a
though.
microchip?
No, like I mean, I also
You know, it blows my mind. It grinds my fucking gears. Every time that you try to make a parallel example so that way people can better understand, so that way you can get a better understanding of what's being said, because some people may not understand it in a certain way, so you have to give an example so that way that everybody can understand what's being said, what's being presented. Every time that a man says something, some shit like, I'll give an example. So when a lot of men talk about relationships, right? They say relationships is like when you have a job. Well, I don't work for you. You ain't my boss. That ain't the point. That's not the point. The point is, it's like a job. You have a boss. You have somebody. You have an authority that is over you. And so that replication of that authority could be your manager. And then you are the employee. That manager has authority over you in the workplace. So when you talk about relationships, God, man, woman, child, God has authority over the entire, but God gives that power to man to be the overseer of everything, which could be the manager. That's why the man is responsible for the covering of the family. Then you got the women who is protective of the child, the nurture, teaching the kids to learn all these different things. That's why it's in that order. That's why it's a hierarchy. But a lot of women, they just hear one fucking term. They hear one fucking term and they go off the fucking rails. Literally, like that shit blows my fucking mind, bro.
Assumed that it was within the past like few hundred years, maybe.
Yeah, I'm saying
How old do you think the microchip is?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't study microchips. It's okay.
I mean, if you had to guess, right, the microchip would be pretty recent, right?
Yes. Okay. Can I please finish my point?
Yeah, well, yeah, but I still would like you to answer to this, because you start by saying, well, feminism is kind of a new term. And because of that, we're focusing on this kind of limited prism, which is really strange because I think that language and I think that ideas are just technologies, just like a microchip. They're all just technologies. So
okay.
It still kind of begs the question. I don't really understand why we would be hyper focusing on toxic masculinity just because feminism is new. That's the part I don't understand.
I mean, I don't know.
Even in that same sentence, isn't toxic masculinity, isn't that a new phrase? Isn't that something new? That shit hasn't been around a long time. Or am I tripping?
I think it's not, it shouldn't be focused on just toxic masculinity.
I think that
if
toxic,
that's the case,
I agree with your guys' points that toxic femininity does need to be talked about more. I've never said that. I think it's honestly a bigger issue than people make it out to be. I think that a lot of the times I think in a lot of instances too, a lot of issues that women have can be attributed to other women in these instances. But that's because
it's like looked down upon almost by like the feminist, whatever that would be, culture, that if you are
boy, she must be drunk. What's she talking about, man?
Woman, and you say something against feminism or what the like social norm definition of it is, then you're not on the side, I don't know, on the right side of it. Or I don't know. I'm trying to like
What?
I think that a lot of times,
bro, what are you talking about, man?
Women will gain confidence by putting other women down, and I think that's why it happens a lot of the time.
So it's just as bad as toxic masculinity. It's not like
I found something kind of interesting. I was just trying to Google. I did a Google search of toxic femininity and toxic masculinity. And there's Wikipedia article. There's a full-on Wikipedia article for toxic masculinity. But if you try to search for toxic femininity, it redirects to internalized misogyny, which I think is interesting.
Why are you using Wikipedia as your source?
Well, I mean,
that is a bad
it's often cited, but I mean,
getting like a societal consensus upon something, Wikipedia is pretty useful.
I mean, just anyone can put that information in there.
Brian, how dare you think toxic femininity is a thing?
I think the first thing we were taught in school and was to check your source. And
No, yeah, I'm not saying Wikipedia is a well, obviously because there's no toxic femininity. It's not very.
So UCSB. Hold on. So UCSB has a feminist studies program. Have you taken any feminism courses?
Yes, I have.
Okay. How do you recall the name of the course, or
I took Feminist 181. It was applied feminist theory.
was there a more introductory course that you took, or that was the only feminist course you took?
I took Feminist 62. It was women of color.
So this used standpoint theory?
What was that?
Feminist standpoint theory?
In the upper division course, yes. I took it as a GE.
Okay.
Wait, so, but no like intro to, is there an intro to feminism or anything like that?
Well, you take the lower divs before you take upper divs. The lower divs are considered your intro course before you get to the upper div course.
Well, you said so you took the color, what is
Women of color class is a lower div. It's introductory before the higher level.
So you took that one and then you took the applied feminism. What is applied feminism? What is that?
Applied feminist theory is applying theories that center around the perspectives of women and using that as a lens to view issues in society. So this can go with any theory. You could do this with Marxist theory, anything. It's just using a theoretical lens to view an issue.
In this point, the standpoint lens.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And I mean, so you took issue with me citing to Wikipedia, kind of redirecting toxic femininity to this term internalized sexism, but isn't this a term that feminists use, internalized sexism or internalized misogyny?
Yeah, I have used that. I have heard that term used before.
So it's replaced. You don't use internalized, or you don't use toxic femininity. You used internalized sexism or misogyny.
No, I would probably use toxic femininity.
Is toxic femininity focused on in feminist studies?
I would say yes.
More so than toxic masculinity?
I would say equally so. It
Equally
depends.
so.
Yes, I would say so.
Okay. And then what are some of the, I mean, do you guys talk about patriarchy theory?
Yes, it's a
I mean, the whole thing is toxic femininity, ultimately, right? Because it's standpoint theory. So the entire prism or lens in which you're looking at the feminism is only and specifically through the prism of women.
It's looking at things through the perspective of women. This would be the same as if, but I will say that have any of you guys taken like a feminist theory course at all? No?
I'm very familiar.
Have you taken like a course or done like personal research?
Personal research.
Okay.
Wait, I have one quick question here.
Yes.
You said looking at things through the lens of women, or
looking at things through the perspectives of women. Yes.
But that's what standpoint theory is, Brian.
But
So that, standpoint theory is the prism, the lens in which you're looking at the worldview. In this case, the worldview is only coming from the perspective of women.
But like, can this apply to math? Like, is there a
I mean, if you wanted it to, I don't know how it would, but we didn't focus on that.
Okay, I'm just curious. I don't know.
I guess theoretically you could apply it to that.
Okay.
All suits are $49 to $99. End of season sale is here. 3-piece suits $89. 2-piece $49. Hundreds of styles. New season arrived. Suits starting at $49 for a limited time. Only at Alon Duptit. Shop now.
I didn't meet the right man until I was 35.
Yes, sir, Ski. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Listen, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm. Let me know what y'all think about toxic masculinity, bro, because I just don't agree with it. I think, like I said before, I think it's just something that a lot of people just do and just say because it doesn't benefit them. So I want to go ahead and move on to the next topic for the night. And Miss Meg Kelly debates Jordan Peterson. If y'all don't know who Jordan Peterson is one of the dopest men that's in the manosphere today. Talks on masculinity, talks about, just mental health overall for men. And Megyn Kelly is one of those women that's a feminist. So they have this debate, and so we're going to hear from Pearl's show, and let's get into it.
Doug had come into my life at 22 and I rejected him. and then we went and married different people and refound each other at 35, that would be.
Yeah, she got a provider guy for the second half of life. She's getting dug out by commentators, I'm sure.
I mean, I think there's no problem in setting out those honest truths, which are your life will be happier if you have a partner and children. I just think that's just true. And people should be told that. And then they should be told the realities of fertility.
See, this whole conversation is so pointless. It's just conservatives trying to control the world.
Because those are realities that, can be potentially meddled with, but there's no guarantee. And if you're one of the people who cannot meddle with it and you missed your window, it will be a lifelong regret that will be unsolvable and will be like a deep source of pain, an ongoing deep source of pain. So it's not something that you could easily brush off. And so all those truths need to be shared while at the same time prizing and sharing the fullness of the rewards of motherhood with young women, which isn't done. That's the other piece of it. Like if you listen to Jordan, if you listen to Ben, if you listen to, the Daily Wire, you'll hear that. You won't hear motherhood, early motherhood, or any kind of motherhood generally bashed. You'll hear it praised. But in society still, in the movies, on the television shows that women watch, it's not. You're still...
Right, but they always blame... Do you see this programming? They're blaming society and the TV for women not wanting...
or she doesn't work. They still don't look at, motherhood as something that's, something valuable, like work as though it's a bad word. Motherhood is work too. It's great work. It's life fulfilling work, but it still has this and women who I know all over New York, and now I'm in Connecticut, they say things like, it's very important to me that my daughter see me going to a business meeting. Like mommy's got a business meeting.
Why is that important? Why is that important? You know what I think? I think that's something that a lot of women feel. They feel as if they're inadequate. They feel as if they need to keep up with men. They feel as if they have to have some sort of fulfillment in regards to the workforce. Why is it that your daughter needs to see you going to a business meeting? Why? So that way you can get the accolades. Oh, my mother was a strong woman. She went to work. She came home. She took care. Like that's what you want. That's what you want. Honestly, that's what you want. So if the world were to shut down, if the world were to just say, listen, every man has to work. Every man has to work. And based off of the skills, he's going to make a certain amount of money. That's going to be able to provide for you and your family. That way you ain't even got to worry about working. The bills are going to be paid. Mortgage is going to be paid. Everything that you could think of, expenses are going to be paid. Fun times, entertainment, all that shit's going to be paid for. You good. You ain't never got to work again. So you telling me you worried about going to work? You telling me you're going to be apt to go to work? Now, mind you, there are some women who still going to say, yeah, I want to go to work. But the overwhelming majority, absolutely not. Come on, bro.
Or going to the office if they have just like some small meeting. And I'm like, why? Why? Because they don't think the daughter will think that they're important if they don't have some sort of business pressing on them, which is absurd and hashtag part of the problem, right? Like, no, we all need to be teaching young girls and boys that motherhood is enough. Like being a mother is a completely valid, beautiful, awesome, really important choice. I actually went to my daughter's school and I said, I think it's fine you have career night. It's an all-girls school. And you bring in doctors and lawyers and journalists and whomever. You need to bring in a stay-at-home mom. You need to have somebody stand up there and tell the girls, I made a totally different choice. And so much the better if she's got a great education.
Okay.
And she can say, yeah, I have all the same skills you have. And I was on the exact same path as you were. And I loved learning and being introduced to the classics and being able to sit around a dinner table with so-called intellectuals and know the references. And I chose a totally different path when I graduated from those schools because there was one thing that was most important to me. And let me tell you how that's rewarded me. The school did not do it. Okay. So, we've got a counter program at home. So having said all that, I'll tell you my own personal experience, which doesn't really reflect that way of thinking or this recommended course at all. And yet still, I'm very, very happy. I'm a very contented person. Happy is a charged word, but I really am very happy with my life. I'm contented. I have a very, very strong marriage. and extremely intact, loving.
Do you guys think she has a strong marriage? One in the chat, yes. Two in
relationships with my 3 kids. But I also have a very large career that's been hugely successful, not to be self-aggrandizing, but just saying like on the scales of career.
See, again, this is the same psychology. Media is kind of a cheat code. It's not really fair. There's a lot of money in media. It's very competitive, similar to being like a musical artist, but you tend to get like
Odin Valhalla Rising, now available on mobile and PC, exclusively with Google Play Games.
egos in media because they think they're super important because we talk into a microphone. And I don't mean to downplay it, but I mean, you guys know, you guys are doctors, lawyers. You guys do a lot of the tough jobs. You are linemen, construction workers. You guys, you know what I mean?
Careers, mine.
Also, if I'm low energy today, I'm a little bit sick. I don't know. I think it's for one today. I'm just giving you a heads up.
Has worked out very well. So in no way did I really sacrifice much in that lane. And I realize this puts me in the 0.00001% of people, and probably even fewer percent of women. So the way that I did it was not that unconventional for when I grew up. I was definitely part of a generation that felt you work. You get to work. You graduate from college, go to college, but when you finish college, you work. That's the thing you do. But in my case, Jordan, from that day to this, I've always loved working. I love it.
Damn, she long fucking winded, bro. Land the goddamn plane. Fuck. You know what I hate? You know what the fuck grinds my gears? I hate when people can't land their plane. I hate when people just can't say what they gotta say, be concise, and just get to the fucking point. When you start to talk for too long, I'm like, bro, I done zoned out after 30 seconds. Get to the fucking point. Stop talking.
It's totally exciting and interesting and intellectually stimulating to me. And I cannot imagine not doing this. It's been really important to me. And if I looked at the 21 or 22-year-old version of me versus...
Is there like do they have a time clock or something for how long they're going to talk? Does she have like a 4-minute segment where they say, well, hey, look, you got 4 minutes to get out what you need to get out? Is there something like that? Because maybe I missed it. Because what? She just going. She been going for 5, bruh. She been talking for 5. Okay, I'm gonna take a few seconds off because I know in between Pearl, she had her commentary. But I'm gonna say roughly, she's been talking for about 4 minutes straight. 4 minutes straight. That's a long fucking time.
Me now, or let's say when I had my kids, which was later, 38, 40, and 42. I guarantee you,
Wait, when did she have her kid? Wait, let me go.
And interesting and intellectually stimulating to me, and I cannot imagine not doing this. It's been really important to me. And if I looked at the 21 or 22-year-old version of me versus me now, or let's say when I had my kids, which was later, 38, 40, and 42.
Holy shit. She really buzzer beater. Now I want to have an honest conversation, Megan. If you did it, how did you do it? Did you freeze your conversation, Megan?
Hold on, let me see.
Buzzer beater. Holy shit. She really... She
had my kids, which was later, 38, 40, and 42.
Holy shit.
38, 40, 42. God damn.
I beg your pardon.
Not saying that it ain't possible, but boy,
she really buzzer beater. Now I want to have an IVF.
I guarantee you, I personally, this isn't true of everybody, but I personally wouldn't.
Do you know what? She's more exciting talking about work than her husband. I believe that the women that are always talking up their husbands, if I'm being honest, have very, very beta husbands generally. Like if it's always a positive word about him, I think women love their husbands more that say he's an asshole.
Not have been anywhere near as good a mother. I was much more selfish and less capable of giving. And, I was more of a taker, like most young people are. Not all, but most. And so I really think that the calm I've brought to motherhood, the life lessons, the wisdom has been a boon to my children who are calm and cool.
Lila Rose made $271,000 in 2022 from her nonprofit Live Action and $375,000 in 2023. That's a 100,000. Brought that up.
You kind of get through osmosis and maybe some genetics, but they're in a very good place, I think, in part thanks to the fact that it's not age related for everybody, but for me, I didn't reach that place in my life until I was older. And unfortunately, it wasn't planned this way because I didn't meet my husband until we were 35. But unfortunately, and believe me, I think about it all the time, it means that my children and I have a shorter runway together. And I hate that fact. It haunts me. I'm so grateful that I have them at all.
Choices and trade-offs. Life's about choices and trade-offs.
But I hate the fact that every time we talk about their lives, I'm calculating, it's his age plus 42. That's what I'll be, when my youngest has his children. And boy, my kids better have kids young if they want me to be part of that child's life at all. If I get to be a grandparent.
Do you know what's funny? My dad, he's a saint. Family of 10 kids, right? Someone of 10, right? Someone of 10. I'm from a family, you could say the live trad, but my dad actually did it. Like they got married young.
Yeah. I'm an advocate of it.
Well, you don't have a
form of pain,
Yeah, I'm an advocate of get your kids early, dog, but do it the right way. Do it the right way, bro. That's what I'm about. I'm an advocate for it. Because that way you're still able to enjoy your younger years, but as well as you're able to build a strong, solid foundation. And then once you get to that point of retirement, whatever that age may be for you, my goal is to be before 50, but before 50. But then you're able to still enjoy your later years as your kids get older. Now they have different obligations. They may be into sports, or they may be into whatever. And so now you have the opportunity to be at these different events and not have to miss them. So I say I advocate for doing it younger, man. Ain't shit you ain't really, let's be real, bro. You ain't really missing shit. You can still go have fun. You can still go do what you do. You ain't missing shit, bro.
Like, would I have traded my career building and doing the things that I love?
Just say no. You wouldn't. You wouldn't trade it. You love it. Move on.
Because I was a lawyer for the first 10 years, and then I switched to journalism. I don't know if I can say that. I didn't meet the right man until I was 35. If Doug had come into my life at 22 and I rejected him, and then we went and married different people and refound each other at 35, that would be...
Yeah, she got a provider guy for the second half of life. She's getting dug out by commentators, I'm sure.
Really painful. But I don't have that regret. We didn't meet until... that. And I was fully committed to devoting myself to motherhood in a way I never had been before. And some of it was born of the intense love that I had for my husband and still have, in which my kids were born into, this swath of like truly mad romantic love that they're products of and are immersed in every day, which is probably the best medicine for them. So I have no regrets about how I...
Human history, young people had excess money to spend and could be, marketed at. We tend to construe, especially in popular culture.
Yeah, she doesn't regret it because she hit the buzzer beater. Would you regret it?
Yeah, I agree. She's in a unique situation. Megyn Kelly is. She lucked up. She did. But that's not most cases for women. Like she said before, she did say that that's a situation where she's part of the 0.001%, which means that's far few fucking between. It's not likely for this shit to happen to you ladies. So don't get your hopes up. focusing on your motherfucking career and thinking that God just gonna drop your man right in your lap. That shit ain't gonna happen. Especially a lot of y'all got these bullshit ass degrees. Y'all talking about, well, I'm going into sociology, I'm doing psychology, I'm doing African studies, I'm doing marketing, I'm doing business school. None of that shit is gonna help you make no more money. And 9 times out of 10, you probably won't even be working in the field that you got your major in. So with that, focus on finding your, if you do go to college, you want to, and this is what I think, you should be getting an education in something that's going to make you money. Once you get out, that you're able to go into that field and it's going to make you real money, as well as finding your husband to build and grow with, dog. Y'all can still go have fun. Nobody's telling you to go have kids. So when you're together in college and getting married, nobody's telling you have kids right out the gate. I still say have kids probably later in your 20s, but nobody say you have to have kids at 22 and 23. But what you can do is go ahead and start setting that foundation for each other, enjoying each other's time, being with each other, understanding who y'all are. And then so that way you guys can set the foundation financially, mentally, spiritually, physically for your family when you decide to have children. Now, when you bring that child into this world, now you have a set foundation. Now you guys are already in your groove. You know what I'm saying? You're in your field, you're working, you're making money. You probably bought your first single home together without the kids. Now you can actually settle in. And now it's like, all right, we have the foundation here. Now, hey, we can take this money, we can skyrocket rocket off. We can take the fuck off now. We got everything figured out now. We got our plan, we got our schedule going, we got everything down. We got this entire plan, we got the flow down. Now we can lock the fuck in. Don't be listening to these chicks who focus on their career, dog. I'm telling you, a lot of y'all gonna run into the motherfucking wall. You're gonna run into the wall because here's the thing. Reality is the reality. Ladies, you don't get finer. There are far and few between ladies who actually look better when they get older. 9 times out of 10, you begin to look worse. You look a lot better in your 20s than you do in your 40s and 50s. There's far and few between women who actually look good in their 40s and 50s. So don't believe the hype. So the best time is to bag your dude early in your early stages when you're your best self, when you're your fittest self, when you are the most attractive version of yourself. Bag the man in. Find those values. Be intentional about the type of man that you date, because you're dating with intention. You're dating with purpose. You're dating to be in a relationship and in a marriage, not a partnership, a marriage with the person that you plan to be with for the rest of your life and have children by. Then you can build the foundation. Because I had this conversation a couple of days, well, actually yesterday. It's about, what people don't understand is that you got to have the hard conversations up front. You can't talk about the bullshit. Well, what's your favorite color? What's the things that you like to do? What's your favorite food? Where do you like to go for parties? None of that shit. Ask the hard questions up front. What are your values like? Did you grow up in a 2-parent household? Do you want to have children? What's your debt? Do you have any debt? What are your plans? How do you react to certain situations? What are your values? Do you believe in marriage? And if you do believe in marriage, what do you believe the woman, what do you believe the ultimate goal is for marriage? Do you believe that you're my partner? Or do you believe that you're my wife? Or vice versa? Do you believe that you're my partner? Or do you believe that you're my husband? Right? So these are the questions that you got to ask. You got to ask the hard questions up front. And remember, 90% of communication is nonverbal. 90% of communication is nonverbal. So pay attention to those red flags. And only 10% is verbal. So as long as the verbal and the actions align, you good to go. But you continue to keep building from there. Understand that there's boundaries and there's a foundation, there's a standard. When you get into a relationship, once you have those boundaries set and you guys are on the same page, you guys are aligned, and you guys are moving accordingly together in alignment, then you can pursue to build and grow your foundation. So don't listen to these women. Don't listen to the women like Megyn Kelly and shit like that. This woman, she like what's her name said, like Pearl said, you know what I'm saying? That was a buzzer beater. She lucked up. She lucked up. She lucked. That's what you call lucked up. She was at the right place at the right time. The stars aligned. There were no clouds. The moon was perfect, perfectly full, and everything just aligned for her that time at that moment. So don't believe hype. Real talk. Let me know what y'all think, man. Let me know what are y'all thoughts about this topic. Let me know in the comments. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe for the algorithm, because it's going to help the type of people who like my type of content to lock in with your boy so we can grow. Listen, we got to continue to keep growing this platform. I need y'all to share everything that I put out. I need y'all to share everything that I put out on that, and that goes for the Saturday show. That goes for the B&B show on the B&B Tuesday nights with the panel. I need y'all to share everything. When y'all are in here, I need y'all to share everything, because we need this shit to get out here. We want to be in front of everybody's faces. We need to be in everybody's face. When you see us, you know what's good. We want to be in the algorithm consistently. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch. We want to be in the algorithm. So I'm going to need y'all help to do that. Don't worry about me. I'm going to continue to keep doing what I do. I'm going to continue to keep getting y'all, bringing y'all heat, bringing y'all that value. We will be one of the best shows out here. We will be one of the best shows. I'm calling it right now. You heard it here first. Don't let the subscribers fool you, dog, because we gonna lock the fuck in. You hear me? So make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Share this fucking live. Share it now. Do it now. If you are in here, share the live right now. Tell a friend, tell a friend to tell a friend. We trying to get the 1,000 subscribers so we can monetize this thing. All right? So listen, man, I appreciate y'all for tapping in with your boy. Hey, love y'all, and I thank y'all for coming in with your boy. Look, as y'all can see, we are growing, though. We are growing. But make sure y'all are here for B&B Tuesday. B&B Tuesday. That is with the panel. That is with your boy. That is with my boy, Unbiasedly Raw, my boy Macaroni Tony, and my boy Marcus Courtney. Y'all want to be here for that. That shit's going to be funny. That shit's going to be hell. All right? So until next time, man, I'll see y'all, man. I'll holla.